Sagittarius, welcome. It's Erin Scott here. Very impromptu. I just finished recording Scorpio. I'm going to do you, probably Capricorn this evening at least as well. Maybe a couple more, I don't know, but very impromptu. So essentially, I'm tapping back into the alchemy scope today. I'm calling this a potion. And what happened was I've been recording these customized potions, a potion, for my clients, these $44 personalized videos, okay? And it's an accumulation of various data points that I'm bringing forward for guidance for the individual. Not just guidance, but growth edges, right? And this evening, after finishing one, I realized I think I want to do some for the public channel. So very impromptu. I was going to do art channelings this month, but I think what I'm going to do is art channelings for the year 2019. So those will come, but this month, December, for the Sagittarius new moon that we're having on Friday, it's December 5th right now that I'm recording this, 2018. So impromptu. So we're just going with the flow, which I really am liking. It really feels appropriate. We have some music going. We have some Palo Santo, which for those of you who have not smelled Palo Santo, it is sweet and woody. It's quite beautiful. It's very grounding, very gentle, sweet and woody. So this is for your December 2018. More specifically, I always go with the new moon cycles. It's for the Sagittarius new moon cycle starting on the 7th of December and leading up to the Capricorn new moon early January. I have a plethora of cards here. I have my water here. So I'm actually going to follow what's been occurring. They're all a little bit different. The potions are always a little bit different for my clients, but I think for these particular readings on the channel, I'm going to be relatively consistent with the cards that I'm pulling, and also with the order that I pulled them in. But we'll see. I think it's important to really just go with the flow. So we're going to start with the Carolyn Mace archetype cards, which I've used for years. And I've used them for years because they're brilliant to pull up growth edges. And what I'd like to do is tap into the Sagittarius sun and ascendant. Predominantly, it's the sun and ascendant Sag arc that I'm looking at. Not so much the moons, but you might resonate if you're a Sagittarius moon. There might be elements here that you will, but it's really more for sun and ascendant. So with those growth arcs, I'm going to pull... I'm going to pull two for the month of December. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Okay. So for those of you interested too in getting your own personalized potion, the links will be below the video. You can go to my website and place an order. So this is for Sagittarius for December. Prime growth edges. Okay, there's one. Okay, beauties. Let's see what we have here. Beautiful cards. Beautiful growth edges coming forward here for you. So there are two. And let's just be clear. We all hold all of the archetypes. You are a whole system. You're a microcosm of everything. And so you hold all the archetypes, but there's always various focused growth aspects of the self that are going on at any given time. This particular December, there's two keys for you. Let's say the primary growths. Not that you're maturing all around, you are, but these are the primary. The first one that came out was Samaritan. Okay? So how Samaritan might be living in you, maybe at the beginning of the cycle, and as a default, is exacting appreciation and recognition for the help that you offer. In other words, it's expecting or obligating the other to give some sort of response or recognition for what you provide or what you offer. What wants to be evolved over the course of December for you is refining your capacity to help those that you would prefer to ignore. So it's having to step up into service without your qualifications for it, or the necessity for it to show up a certain way, or for the people to be a certain way if you're going to help them. So Samaritan is opening. It wants to open your capacity to give in a more unconditional way. Okay, so that's a growth edge for this December. The second one is beautiful. It's King. King is the second focused growth edge for you over the course of this month. The dissonant aspects, how it might live with you in its devolved state, is excessive feelings of entitlement. Excessive feelings of entitlement and rulership, however that shows up for you, rulership without restraint. Okay, so it's becoming over domineering, right? What wants to be evolved over the course of this month for Sagittarius is the development of enlightened, benevolent rulership or leadership. It's actually leadership. Enlightened, benevolent leadership. And providing benefit for those in your charge. Both of these are about giving, and both are about mastery and maturation, obviously. Whenever we're talking about a growth edge, we're talking about what is called within your evolutionary process right now to step up into. And that's what's called, okay? Now, let's go ahead. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some main themes. I'm using the Everyday Witch Tarot lately quite a bit. I really, really, really sincerely adore this deck. So let's go ahead and pull. We'll start with two. We'll start with two again for you as well. I did two also for Scorpio. It might vary for some of the signs though. Might be that there's one that wants to come through. It might be that there's three. Let's try two for Sag. These are your themes this month. Let's say some primary themes that might be activated over the course of your December cycle. So quite a few fell out, but I'm not going to take them because there's too many. Okay, and then I'm going to pull a second for Sagittarius theme, primary theme, December. Okay, beauties. Wow. Okay, so we have, you know what? I want to pull a third. I want to pull a third. Wow. Okay, let's talk about this. The first card that you're getting here is the Ten of Pentacles. A great card. I love the illustrations on these cards. Anyway, the Ten of Pentacles, you can see castle in the background, royal family, abundance, money, material wealth, possessions, comforts. 10 is about a completion too. It's the maximal comforts, let's say. Certainly too, it's related to family. And you know, not everybody has a bloodline family that they're close to. So this could be family that you particularly feel close to. It could be like, you know, a friend family group as well. Typically, this does refer to blood family, but let's just break it wide open and say this is the family that you consider to be family. But there's some joy and level of comfort and security that feels whole, complete with this card. So there's a theme of family coming through this month. Now, it's Christmas. A lot of folks are going to be celebrating Christmas at the end of December. There could be issues associated with visiting family and connecting with family and communications with family that's going to be more prevalent than would be other times of the year, right? So this is very reasonable. It's a reasonable theme to have, but there could be things beyond Christmas celebrations and holiday gatherings, for example, that could be at issue. Now, the Death card is also coming forward, okay? I just want to point out, Death is number 13 in the tarot. And you can see here in this particular card, there's cats in all of these cards. You see cats and dogs in the family card here, and you see a cat here. In this particular card, I've been trying to figure this out. I don't know what this cat is doing in this card. You can see that it looks like the cat is grabbing the tail of something that's off camera, but it's hard to say. But I just wanted to point that out. The deal with the number 13 that I wanted to point out is that Mars and Neptune are going to be exactly conjunct on Friday's new moon. So as the sun and moon are conjunct at 15 degrees Sagittarius, there is a relationship happening to the Mars-Neptune exact conjunction at 13 degrees, which is quincunx, Pallas Athena, and the asteroid Lilith 1181 at exactly 13 degrees in Libra. Why is that a big deal? Because there's lots of activations, and it has to do with reactionary energy, anger, conflict energy, frustration. It has to do also with spirituality. It has to do with the feminine. There's lots of dynamics with this particular, let's say, constellation of story that's activated at the new moon. Death is number 13. And what I want to say for you, Sag, is there could be some conflict with regards to Neptunian issues. And Neptune is spirituality, it's compassion, it's empathy, it is love, it's diffusing, it's diffused energy, it's the dissolved energy, because it's the immaterial realm, it's the source field, it's God. It's also music and story, imagination, things like that. So there's some conflict energy with any of those narratives, and it's related to the birth of the rising empowered feminine. The quincunx is an uncomfortable relationship. All of that is at 13 degrees. And so for Sagittarius, there could be distinct narratives that is connected with the Death card. Now, the Death card is death and rebirth. The Death card is transformation. The Death card is moving out the old so that the new can emerge. So there could be some conflict with a female figure in the family. Why in the family? Because the Ten of Pentacles came up. So there could be some stuff happening that's going to impact your entire month. Now, when I pulled an additional card, look what came forward. Another major arcana. which is the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is about a new cycle of experience, new experience, a rotation of the wheel. So new experience is at hand, okay? There's a new chapter beginning, and it's related, Sag, to family, transition or transformation. There is a new cycle happening with it. So this feels like it could be, for some of you, a dynamic month. And the interesting thing, the thing that I want to point out is with Samaritan and with King, okay? King is, of course, a masculine energy. Could be for some of you that there could be a loss in the family. There literally could be maybe a death associated with the family. And with King and Samaritan kind of talking about benevolent leadership. Well, let's pull some more information, actually, okay? Let's continue to pull some information. I'm going to pull, and then we'll talk about it. I'm going to pull from my palmistry cards, okay? And we're actually going to pull up an area of the body, mind that is up for your attention this month, okay? What aspect of your body, mind? Okay, there's two that came out. Both green. Both green beauties. What I want to say with green is the color of the heart chakra. Green is the color of the heart chakra. And what I would say is be mindful of your health, maybe be mindful of your heart, be mindful of your circulatory system. That's just a side thing that I want to say. There's two things showing up here. Is this blue or is this green? Saturn's blue. Sorry, it looked green. One of them's green, one of them's blue. So heart and throat, okay? Saturn is coming up. This was the first one that came out. And this is choose high integrity. Now you can see the circles on the palm. You can see the middle finger circled, and you can see the upper part of the palm under the middle finger circled. That's the Saturnian zone. And so, for example, with this choose high integrity focus, an optimal focus for you, okay, over the course of the December cycle, you can massage, touch, caress, apply acupressure to these areas of the hand to activate it, okay? So we're going to read that one, but what came up with it was, and these are connected because they fell out together, is the zone of individuality. You can see the circle there at the very top point of the third ring finger. And this is about be your genuine self. So it's about integrity and authenticism. That's what's happening here. Both together. Saturn is ultimately too about maturity. It's about stepping up. It's evolving into the wise one. It's about your maturation. It's about focusing and harnessing for the manifestation of that thing. And for here, it's about integrity and authenticism. Let me go ahead and read these, okay? This is written, by the way, by Cindy Solano, okay? All right. So let's talk about Saturn first. Let's go ahead and turn this on again. Oh, there's another one coming on. We'll let that one come on. Okay. Okay. So for the Saturn attention point, for the focus, for this area of life, this quality of self that is asking for your focus and attention, this is what the reflection is on the card. Our day is full of challenges and opportunities to either be in integrity or not. If you make a promise to someone, keep your promise. If you must break a commitment, explain your reasons and make sure to make up for it later. Keep track of your time and responsibilities. When you do this, you will not need to create an endless chain of emergencies and find your life spinning out of control. This is important because a lot of people do this, okay? It's good. If you have too much on your plate, delegate some of it or reorganize. Be in integrity with yourself and others, and your life will flow more smoothly. This is a great card. A lot of people create unconscious reasons to flake out, to not show up, right? So this is important, very important, actually. I would say not just for Sagittarians, but for you, it's a focus for the month, okay? The next one is zone of individuality. Be your genuine self, okay? So, all right. The reflection on this card, Sag, is sometimes it's easiest just to go along with the gang, okay? However, it is important to not always follow the crowd because this can restrict your individuality. Who would you be if no one else were watching? When you can be yourself without restrictions, you are better in tune with your soul and your purpose. No compromises, no limitations, no illusions. Okay? Just you being you. Imagine how the world would be different if we all practice this on a daily basis. So this is about self-accountability and responsibility. This is about doing you without self-denying to not be you. So this is about stepping up and stepping up, okay? Both in different ways. Self-responsibility, self-accountability is brilliant. Okay, beauties. So let's go ahead and I'm going to pull a reading for you, okay? So this is my Siri deck, my chunky, gorgeous Siri deck, which I still love. It's holding up so well, too. I made this in 2012. So it's been 6.5 years, and it's really doing well. Okay. Let me adjust myself here. I'm going to take a little sip. All right. So this is for essentially what I'm doing here is I'm pulling forward potential, the themes that will likely come forward during your month, or the activities, the situations that are likely to come forward to serve your growth. Okay, so this is for Sagittarius for December 2018. Okay. Okay, Sag. Family card is coming up again. You definitely have something with family. There could be some difficulties coming up as well. The teacher card is also coming up in your spread, just like it did for Scorp. Okay, beauties. Listen, I want to get some more clarity on the difficulties card that's coming up. The underbelly of the reading, that's what I'm looking at right now. Trust, return, prepare, foundations. Not yet manifested. There's an issue of trust that's developing for you. You're going to have to learn to trust. You're going to have to learn to come back to a place of trust, because underneath the reading, which we're going to talk about, there's an aspect of trust that you're navigating, that you're working with. Trust is going to need to return, okay, with regards to preparing you, let's say, for the structures, for the new foundations that have not yet come in to manifest form. So there's an obligation perhaps to trust, because some things might be leaving or transitioning in a way that will require a new level of trust. That's what I'm getting. In the center of the reading, and I'm going to get a clarification card here, the difficult challenges card is coming up. Let's see. I'm going to use these cards for the clarifier for my everyday witch. And we'll talk about the other stuff that's coming forward, because it's not all negative here. The Hierophant. Difficulties with regards to the Hierophant. Okay. By the way, completely unique Hierophant card here. Yeah, I love it. It's a yoga teacher, for God's sake. You got to love that. Because the Hierophant is essentially creating structure. You know, in the traditional card, this is like, you know, the priest. Because it's number 5 too, of course, in the tarot. But it's creating structure, and it does imbue the story, the narrative of like religion and the institution of marriage, because it keeps things kind of organized and controllable. I mean, when, like, for example, when the Hierophant is reversed, it's about the Uranian freedom, doing your own thing, being fully individual. Here it's about following along with the crowd. It might be, you know what this might be, Sag, is there's difficulty following along with the crowd of the family. Some of you are going to, now again, we have the holidays coming up, and a lot of you are going to be reconnecting with family, like blood family. This is what's coming up for you. So we have the difficulty with regards to the Hierophant, okay, like the norm, doing things the normal way, the socially acceptable way, okay. In the mind, and in the foundations, it's about family. That's me and my Gramps right there. So it's with regards to family. So your thoughts and your thinking and your focus over the course of December is going to be with regards to family, but specifically in regards to that which is firmly rooted. Strong family. And by the way, this could be strong family members. Like there could be father figures in some of your lives, which could be quite, let's say, rigid or attached to an identity, or not willing to share the power, so to speak. Some of you are gonna know what I'm talking about. So there could be family members that really hold a strong, rooted, anchored position in the family. And you might have some difficulty over the course of this month, this particular month. And by the way, we'll talk just a smidgen. I can't go too much longer, but I'll just talk a little bit more about the astrology, because you might have trouble with that this month, because you're going to be more in a place of standing your ground, holding your own, honoring your individuality, as with the growth cards with Saturn and zone of individuality. And Saturn can talk about father, you know, it can talk about the patriarchy. Individuality could be you breaking free as well. This is like a secondary message here. So we have that coming up. We have the King card coming up, which can be the masculine figure, the patriarch in the family. And then we have difficulty with regards to the Hierophant, doing the socially acceptable norm with regards to the family unit, but not just that, with regards to those in the family that claim power. So each of you can think about what that's talking about, okay? You're going to know who it is, okay? Now, spiritually, look at this card. So the yes and affirmation card is definitely talking about a process for you this month, which could be quite positive. So December can bring forward a positive flow of energy. So spiritually, you could feel quite good, actually, even though there's some difficulties happening on a logistical level, on a physical level, on a manifest level in this earthly reality, you could be feeling quite positive. Emotionally, we have the teaching card coming in too. Defend, teacher, truth, miscellany. Okay, so let me explain that this, not the same message, because this is a different combination. It's a different theme somewhat. But this, essentially the teacher card came up, and truth too, came up with regards to Scorpio in the same position in the spread. Emotional. And what this has to do with is astrologically, Jupiter in its home sign of Sagittarius, your sign, is moving through Sag. So there's this expansion of seeking truth. There's an expansion energy for the next year of seeking the truth, of learning the natural law, okay? In addition to that, the new moon is at 15 degrees Sag this Friday, the 7th of December, which is seeding the next month ahead, which is what this is all based on. So this is all Sagittarian and Jupiter based. And that is the sign and the planet of teaching, learning, expansive knowledge, the higher mind. It's all about the expanded self through new cultures, new teachers, new learnings. It's also religious dogma as well. So there's a lot of new calibration with regards to old dogma and with regards to new teachings. But here, emotionally, you might feel a bit defensive about your own, let's say, learnings or philosophies, because this can be talking about philosophies as well, and your truth that you hold as your own truth. Your truth. So you're going to hold emotional defensiveness with regards to what you know to be your truth, okay? And it's going to have to do with many different aspects of your life, many different aspects of who you are as an individual. This could have to do with the spouse that you chose, that you feel that you have to, that you have felt, that you've had to defend to certain family members, or the course of life that you took, leaving school, starting a particular entrepreneurial career, whatever it might be. But there's many aspects of the self that you might be defending emotionally. And you might have to stand up to family, and it might be difficult, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pull a final card. This is the Native Spirit card. Those of you interested, by the way, I practice evolutionary astrology, and I go quite deep. And I have clients that are happy with the services. So I invite you to go to my website and check out the services that are on offer. There are also some sales that are on. I do recommend, if you've not had an in-depth natal analysis done with me, that you take a dive. It's, if you have the budget and the inclination, do your research and see if it's a call for you, okay? But I do dive deep, and it is very truth-telling work, okay? And I also work long-term with people as well. But for those of you that are interested in getting your own personalized potion, You can find a link below. So this is going to be for your final guidance for this month ahead. Storyteller. Let me read it. So the guidance for you, dear Sag, is this beautiful fire pit with a fire looking out on an ambrosia sky with the lake in the background. Storyteller, okay? Certainly is about speaking. Similar again to Scorpio. Okay, so storyteller. Live larger than life. Make the most of every experience. You can choose the meaning that you give events. You can choose the meaning that you give events, which is, by the way, how it works. We give meaning to things, okay? Find interpretations that empower you rather than diminish you. Find interpretations that empower you rather than diminish you, okay? Be the storyteller and the hero of your own life. This is about that individuation card yet again. Give your personal story empowered meaning. This is you stepping into your power here. In addition, around the evening campfire, clan members always looked forward to the storyteller recounting events of the daily happenings of the tribe. Even the most mundane event took on a vibrancy in the expert hands of the experienced storyteller. The storyteller card chose you to remind you to be the champion of your own personal myth. Be the central character. Don't live life according to the needs and expectations of others, including family. Don't be the bit player in your own story. Okay, this life is all about alignment. Alignment to your particular narrative, this encoded soul print, okay? When you own it and you participate in an empowered way with it, according to your nature, because you are naturally empowered, then this becomes very powerful. This becoming the storyteller allows you to connect to the stories that are within you that you wrote. So this is about you aligning with your story, Sag, this month. For anybody with questions or would like to connect, you can be in contact with the links below. I wish you a happy holidays and a really great December. And I look forward to the art channeled scopes coming forward at some point in the coming month for the 2019 cycle. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.